Namaste, Pranam, Gita Dhyanam. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitam Varshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatva manusandadhami Bhagavad Gita Bhavadveshinim. O Bhagavad Gita, with which Lord Krishna himself gave enlightenment to Arjuna, which was included in the Mahabharata by that ancient sage Vyasa. O showerer of the nectar-like knowledge of non-dualism, O goddess, contained in the 18 chapters, O my beloved mother, the destroyer of rebirth, I meditate upon thee. And now, Krishna Vandana. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansa Chanura Mardanam Devakim Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum. O son of Vasudeva and the slayer of Kansa and Chanur, the extreme delight of Mother Devaki, O Krishna, the supreme teacher of the universe, my salutations to you. And today we will start the second adhyaya, second chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the Sankhya Yoga. With the grace of Lord Krishna, we completed the first chapter, the Arjuna Vishada Yoga, where we have seen how desperate Arjuna has become, having seen both the armies lined up to wage that great war. And suddenly Arjuna has got, caught in the net of delusion. And he starts thinking that, oh my God, I have to fight with my own people. They're all my own people, my grandfathers, my fathers-like personalities, my great teachers, my dear friends, even my sons and grandsons and all my near and dear ones, they are going to be perished in this war. And with this kind of delusion, with this kind of thought having come to his mind, he has started thinking all the negatives of what will happen if we wage this war, and there will be so much of a destruction, slaying, killing of my own people, and also the destruction of the entire family. In a sense, all these warriors who are here, they will get killed. And once the main folk in our family get killed, the women folk, the widows who are living behind, the young girls who are living behind, who once these main folk are slayed and killed in the battle, they will go astray. There will be no control. There will be fall of moral values and ethical values, and immorality will become prevalent. There will be no control over the matrimonial relationships within caste, and there will be admixture of castes. The family values will get diluted. The rituals, the religious rituals which are taken up in our family, they will get compromised, and it will be like we opening the gates of hell for us, and don't know for how long we will be staying in that hell. And with all these thoughts, all these negative kind of connotations, if this war is waged, Arjuna has become totally dejected, and he tells Krishna that doesn't matter. unarmed, even if my brothers, the sons of Dhritarashtra, they kill me, I would prefer that rather than waging a war and being instrumental in creating this situation of creating anarchy within the family women folk. And just the bow gets slipped from his hand. He keeps his arrows also aside and just slumps himself, sits dejectedly and overtaken by this great grief that I'm not going to wage this war. He just slumps on his seat and tells Krishna that no, I'm not going to wage this war. So that was the first adhyaya. Arjuna is totally dejected and demoralized and overtaken with this delusion. And now is the time for Sri Krishna to give him some strong dose to remove that delusion from Arjuna's mind. And this is how now the second adhyaya, the Sankhya Yoga, that is yoga of knowledge. Sri Krishna is telling him what is to be done, what is not to be done. And this is how the second chapter starts with Sanjaya talking to Dhritarashtra. Sanjaya uvācha. Now this is Sanjaya's narration. Sanjaya is telling Dhritarashtra. Sanjaya uvācha, Sanjaya said, Tam tathā kṛipayāviṣhṭamaśhru pūrṇākulekṣhaṇam viṣhīdantamidaṁ vākyam uvācha madhusūdanaḥ. Now this is the first verse of the second chapter of Sankhya Yoga, that Sanjay is telling Dhritarashtra what has happened there on the battlefield. Tam tathā kṛipayāviṣhṭam. Tam is to him. To him is to Arjuna. Tam tathā. Tathā is thus. Kṛipayāviṣhṭam. Kṛipaya is pity. Aviṣhṭam, overcome. To him who is overcome with pity, with krupa. Ashru pūrṇākulekṣhaṇam, whose eyes are filled with tears. Ashru pūrṇākulekṣhaṇam, and ikṣhanam is agitated, who is perturbed, who is grieved. To him, viṣhīdantamidaṁ vākyam. Viṣhīdantam is despondent. Arjuna is so despondent. We have seen at the end of the first chapter, he has thrown away the bow and arrows and just slumped. Viṣhīdantam. So to such a despondent Arjuna, whose eyes are filled with tears, who is agitated and who is filled with kṛipaya, who is filled with pity for his near and dear ones. Idam vākyam uvācha. This sentence was said, was uttered by whom? Madhusudana, Krishna. Now, the literal meaning is Madhusudana spoke these words to him, that is to Arjuna, who was thus overwhelmed with compassion, with pity, and drowned in distress, whose eyes were drenched in tears of despondency. Now, Sanjay is telling Dhritarashtra that the Arjuna's condition, and now Krishna is saying something to Arjuna. What Krishna says will come in the next verse, of course. Now, Sanjay has used two words here denoting Arjuna's condition. One is kṛipaya. Kṛipaya is compassion, pity, that he is feeling for the near and dear ones, for his Kaurava brothers, for Pitamaha Bhishma, for Dronacharya, Kṛipayāviṣhṭamāśhru, for his friends like Ashwatthama also, and of course the warriors who are like his sons, who will be fighting this war, and also who are like his sons on the other side of the enemy camp. And seeing all this, Sanjaya has used this word, the kṛipaya, that kṛpa is pity or compassion. But no, it is not the compassion or it is not the pity that Arjuna has felt. It is a delusion. But Sanjaya has used this word kṛipaya while narrating it to Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra feels that, oh, Arjuna is feeling compassion for my sons. Some kind of a mental, the emotional soothing for Dhritarashtra. Possibly that. Now, commenting on this shloka, Swami Chidbhavananda ji has said, though the word kṛpa is translated as compassion, Arjuna in reality is not endowed with this divine quality. Now, it is not actually this compassion he is feeling. He alone, who is the master of his mind, can extend compassion to the distress and seek to calm their sorrows, seek to allay their sorrows. But now Arjuna himself is in dire need of redemption from distress. The question, therefore, of his showing mercy to others does not arise. Yes, it is not out of showing mercy that he is saying, no, I will not. He's got totally deluded. Arjuna is totally on the wrong track, wrong way of thinking, like we do when we get bogged down by some problems. We lose our thinking power, we get deluded, and we can't actually judge what is right, what is wrong. In the extreme case, when we are confronted with a huge problem, that is when actually our thinking ability goes out, and we start creating our own interpretations of that particular problematic state. And then we feel, people will start feeling that, oh, he is having such a great compassionate heart. But I might be undergoing such great distress, such a great dejection, such a great frustration out of delusion. It is not a real compassionate thinking. No, that doesn't happen. But I lose track of my normal thinking, and it is more on the emotional front that I start thinking, rather than using my buddhi, rather than using my intelligence in sorting out the problem. And this is what is happening. So Sanjaya has possibly used this word kṛipaya just to tell Dhritarashtra that Dhritarashtra might feel some kind of consolation in his heart, that, oh, my brother's son Arjuna is feeling compassion, feeling pity for getting into a war with his own cousins, with my sons. So that could be possibly the reason why Sanjaya used that word kṛipaya. And secondly, he addresses Krishna as Madhusudana in this. Now, Madhusudana is in fact a terrible aspect of Krishna, where he has slayed the king Madhusudana, one who has slain the demon, that demon Madhu. And that indicates a strong quality of Sri Krishna. A terrible form, terrible aspect of, he doesn't mind killing, demons and evil people like Madhu and Kaitaba. So, Sri Krishna has slain that demon Madhu, and therefore he has got that strong attitude, that positive attitude of killing the negatives, killing the evil. And that is the reason Sanjaya has used this word Madhusudana while addressing Krishna in this particular chapter, because now it is Krishna's responsibility to make Arjuna understand what is right, what is wrong, and evil has to be slayed. The evil like Dhritarashtra, the evil like Dushasana has to be taken care of, has to be controlled, has to be killed for the benefit of the mankind, for keeping the values of righteousness. These unrighteous people have to be eliminated. And therefore, Madhusudana is now talking to Arjuna. So that was the first shloka of the second chapter, Sankhya Yoga of the Bhagavad Gita. And now we will, in our next reading, we will get into what Madhusudana, Sri Krishna has to say to Arjuna. So that is our reading for today. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Shri Ramakrishna. Jai Thakur. Jai Ma. Jai Swamiji.